They're doing this because of their high churn rate. You know, they have a large amount of players quitting every day, but they have an exponentially larger amount of players joining every day.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video we're going to talk about the Gift of the Titans special event and the repercussions of completing the event, or the end of it, or not completing it, you know, whatever. What's happening after the event, I suppose. First and foremost, we have this. It's a brand new event, and the likelihood that we're ever going to have anything like it ever again is very low. One of the big things that this event is focusing on is the Sparks of Power, which you use to level up the Gift of the Elements. Does this need to be a 6-day long event? I don't think so, but it is worth noting that the duration of the event is very likely to give people time to get accustomed to the new situation that we're about to come into. So what's the point of all of this? Well, if you take a look at the notes here of the Facebook post, and I'm sure that by now, when this was published yesterday, 24 hours ago, I'm sure that by now most of you have realized what's going on here. After the event ends on June 29th at 2 a.m., the ability to reset the Gift of the Elements will be disabled to maintain consistent upgrade rules for all elements in the game, and the gold cost of upgrading the Gift of the Elements will return to its normal values in the 204 version of the game. The 204 version of the game is the version of the game that will be pushed to the App Store at the completion of this event. And you might say, well, I'm just not going to update the game. Well, eventually the game will force you to update, otherwise you can't play anymore. You know, do with that information what you would like to do. So what exactly is happening during the event? Well, during this event, you can upgrade your Sparks of Power for no cost, right? The gold cost has been removed. At the end of the event, the gold cost will be back. Now, currently, and this is something that's been in the game for a pretty long time, currently you can reset, right? You can reset the Sparks of Power, right? And it used to be that it would cost you just the gold, okay? You spent gold to level up the Gift of the Elements, and you spent Sparks of Power, and then resetting it, you got the Sparks of Power back, but you didn't get the gold back. So that was kind of the penalty for resetting. And people use the Gift of the Elements as a way to adjust the power levels of their heroes. You know, sometimes you want a hero that's slightly underpowered, and I'm not really going to get into the dynamics of why. I've done a ton of videos. So this function, this ability to remove a good chunk of health, strength, agility, and intelligence, thus lowering your health, physical attack, armor, and magic defense, has been a way to kind of game fights a little bit, try to go in and ult a little early, and they're taking that ability away. And they say that it's to maintain the consistent upgrades rules for all elements in the game. And to be honest with you, this is the right decision. It's not going to be one that people are going to like, but it's the right decision. And I'm going to tell you our point of view, and then I'm going to tell you the game's point of view, and I'm just going to say that the direction that the game is going, it makes sense for the game. It just is what it is. So for the longest time, we've been asking for a way to adjust skins, right? If you max a skin, for example, this was an idea that we floated. If you max a skin, give us the ability to adjust how much is in that skin, right? There are some heroes that you don't want their armor above a certain number. There are some heroes that you're trying to keep their magic penetration low. There are some heroes that you specifically want their magic penetration as high as possible, so it can be higher than other heroes. There's a lot of heroes in this game that have skill interactions based on this skill targets enemy with highest armor. This skill targets. So, for example, let's just take a look at one of the most obvious ones, and that is Yasmin. Her ultimate ability will target the enemy with the lowest armor. So what you would do is you would put a high health hero in your team that has low armor in order to go up against Yasmin, right, as a way to counter. But now if you overlevel your health, you can't reduce it by the Gift of the Elements. Another strategy was using Phobos or Tristan. Phobos attacked the enemy with the highest magic attack, so you would want some heroes to have higher magic attack than others. And then Tristan targets, I believe he targets enemies with the highest magic penetration. Yeah, his blue ability, the target the enemy with the highest magic penetration. So a lot of people were wanting a way to adjust the skin level. And while we're at it, let's adjust the ability, let's adjust the artifacts, and let's be able to move up and down your glyphs, kind of like a slider bar to adjust the stats. This has been something that people have been asking for a very long time, a huge quality of life improvement, especially if you accidentally over leveled. And I say this in quotes because ultimately the where it matters being over leveled, it isn't that often. A lot of people really, they'll throw huge examples at you on why it matters. Why, oh no, I've over leveled my hero's armor, now my team is ruined. Oh no, I've over leveled my hero's health, now my team is ruined. The situations that actually matters is very few, and in the grand scheme of this game, it actually doesn't matter that much. Sorry, it just doesn't. It doesn't matter. Max every hero, you're gonna be fine. Honestly, that's the truth. So this has been something people have been asking for a long time, and one of the ways that the developers have decided to answer this call for a quality of life improvement is to take away the ability to adjust the sparks of power. So now you can't refresh. Now you can't reset any stat on a hero's screen. So from the point of view of the player, we're asking for something and then we just go the wrong direction. It's a regression, if you will, not progression, but regression, as somebody in the influencer chat was mentioning. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. But it is kind of confusing. Why is this something that you can reset? Is it important that you reset it? What is going on here? Think about a new player coming into this. And this is what really matters, guys. This is why they made this change. This is why they made this change 100%. Think about a new player coming into the game, going through the character select screen, going through all of these various stats that you have to level up. It's overwhelming in the beginning. Now, obviously, some of us have been playing for a long time. I've been playing for, I think, like 5 years, 6 years, coming up on 6 years. So this is all easy, old hat stuff for me and many of you. But it's a little overwhelming, and, it can be confusing why one stat can be reset, but others cannot. So they're doing this because of their high churn rate. They have a large amount of players quitting every day, but they have an exponentially larger amount of players joining every day, right? I think the numbers were something like, it's 5.7 million active players per month, and I think that they gain 10 to 30,000 players a day or something like that. Of course, most of those don't stay. Most of those quit after a week or 2 weeks or whatever. But those that do stick around, a uniform experience across all hero leveling stats, skins, glyphs, artifacts, sparks of power, is definitely more not interesting. It's easier for newer players than one, that some can be reset and others cannot. So I'm not saying that I'm happy about it. That's not what I'm trying to say in this video whatsoever. I don't like this at all. I think the ability to adjust and tweak your heroes, I think the synergy and knowing a hero instead of using a bot or a simulator to figure out how to win or lose or whatever, I think knowing your heroes is infinitely more fun and interesting to me. And by the way, that's a subjective opinion, than being able to just use a bot, use a simulator, and have it tell me what heroes that I need to use, which is what a lot of people are using nowadays. But that's it, guys. That's how it is. Take advantage, I guess, during this 6-day event, the next 4 or 5 days. Not having to use gold to level up your hero sparks. But yeah, I wonder what quality of life change that they will make next. I think that they got the visual quality of the dash, the Dominion Square, or Strongford Square, whatever it's called, the main dashboard. I think that's coming up next. So hope everybody's having a great weekend. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.